all the way from India. I am joined by the famous fast bowling sensation of India, Mr. Sreesanth. Welcome, Sreesanth.
Thank you very much. A very good morning or good afternoon, or whenever you're seeing this podcast. Have a great day and a great night. It's great to be here with Sheikh. Thank you very much.
Good man, good man. So most of the viewers will know this man, but I'm going to give him a quick introduction. Sreesanth was born on the 6th of February 1983 in a lovely place called Kerala in India. He has gone on to play for teams such as India, of course, Kerala, Kings 11 Punjab, the Kochi Tuskers, Rajasthan Royals, Warwickshire. This man is going to play all formats of cricket for India, T20, ODI and Test. So like I said, we have a big guest today, but what I want to do is I want to take this man all the way back, and I want to talk to him to start with. Is tell me about your childhood and your family and growing up.
To start with, I was okay. Obviously, it's about 1983, and I was born. It was a great journey. I was born in a place called Muvatupura. It's a very small village, kind of a place in Kerala. Not anymore. Now it's a town. Now more like a city now. But then my journey started off. This after a while, I've been talking like this. So. If my memory is right, I was with my granny. I stayed with my granny with my sister. We have four. We have four in the family. One brother and two sisters and me. So elder brother and my elder sister used to stay with my mom and dad in town. But me and my other sister used to live in a village with my grandmother. And my lifestyle used to be very 7:30. By 7:38, we used to listen to the radio. There was no television at that time in my house. So. The only thing which we used to listen was some radio station, and then used to sleep around 8 p.m. I guess, and we have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. So for that, maybe that base which I did because of my grandmother. Grandfather was no more, so we three lived in that house, and maybe that base is really still helping me because what I want to say is getting up at 4:30, being ready by 5. Going to the routines from 5 in the morning and studying, and then going to school by 7:30. That was the routine there. From there, I came to a place called Kodamangalam where my dad and mom used to be. From there, I came to a place called Ernakulam, which is a city, Kochi city in Kerala. That's where I live now in Adapalli, where I got my cricket career started. From here, I got a scholarship back in, I think, early 90s to study in Bangalore when I played a tournament. Played for Karavali Cricket Clinic. I would love to say this to all the youngsters who's watching this because at the age of 9, I could represent under 13s. It was more of a passion because I had nothing much to do but except play cricket and study. So that made me go to Bangalore with a scholarship. I did really well. The surprise factor is that, bro, I used to be an opening batsman, not a bowler, and I used to be a leg spinner who never turned the ball at that point of time.
I heard that you took your inspiration from Anil Kumble.
Absolutely, I used to copy Anil Kumble and Shane. It depends on the wicket. If it had bounced, then I used to bowl like Anil Kumble. And if I had proper turn, then I used to bowl like Shane. So I used to mix and match both the actions. And that's how I got into Bangalore. I scored a lot of runs there in the school fest. We used to have, then in Kerala, there was not many tournaments for school. So my upbringing in Bangalore really helped me. I used to stay as a paying guest. Like the county days when I played for Warwickshire, you have to take care of yourself. So in Bangalore, I had to take care of myself. And first year, I stayed with my sister and my brother-in-law, who's an engineer. But then after that, from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, I used to be a paying guest. Literally, they say pain in the ass because, forgive my language, but that's the way all my paying guest people, because the timings are odd, because I used to be into dancing, I used to be into music. Whatever I could do it in Bangalore because just to bunk the classes. So, and the cricket was always there. So I had to get up again because 6 o'clock was reporting. I had to cycle almost like 12 to 16 kilometers to the school because anything next to the school was expensive to stay. So, at that point of time, I had challenged myself. I'm from a very well-off family. God's been extremely kind. My father, my mother, everybody was employed, and my brother-in-law is a playback singer. But then I had challenged myself that I'm not going to take a single penny from my family. And I had this thing that, okay, if he can, I can. So that kept me going. That kept me going, and I finished my 10th grade. I represented. I never played state. Again, I want to tell these youngsters, don't worry about the selections, because in my life, I never represented except my school and zonal. I never represented state till the age of 17. When I was 16, I came back to Kerala. I played under 19, only districts. I couldn't get into a zone team. And then I made myself a fast bowler and started scoring runs as well. So the first year when I played under 19 for my state, I was a vice captain. So I had very good performance. But then the routine used to be really, really tough, difficult. It is literally like 10 to 12 hours of, you know it better, bro. I know how it is, managing the cricket when as an youngster and once you are employed. So
Yeah.
as an youngster, I had nothing much to do but just to play cricket. And,
Yep.
I used to be a naughty kid. So I used to have this in
Oh
between.
no! I can't believe you could be naughty, brother. I can't believe this. I don't. Yeah, I would need to speak to you. I need to speak to you. I mean, from watching you on the television, I would never. I would say what a very very saint you were. You were such a charming man on the cricket field.
I I used to be very honestly, I did everything possible. So I had to manage my dancing skills. I had to go to my dancing classes, bit of music here and there. I was kind of learning piano at that point of time, because life is
Well,
uncertain. So
just on that, your siblings, you have successful siblings. I
my
don't know
brother,
your
my
brother or your sister.
yeah,
One is in music and
yes,
one is in TV.
absolutely. My brother-in-law is a playback singer. He's a very famous playback singer called Madhu Balakrishnan. He's got all the state awards and national award nominated, I think, 16 times or something. So he's around 45, but he's still young. But then, yeah, he has been singing for the last 30 years or something. So he's
Okay.
been singing from the time he was 12 years.
Okay.
He's kind of an idol for me because he lost his dad when he was in 8th standard. And from there to take a name for himself. And then he got married to my sister, who was the first rank holder in All India Industrial Chemistry first batch in 1997. She got the gold medalist.
Wow.
He got married to her.
Yeah.
And then my other sister is an actress called Nivedita. She's done more than 60, 70 movies and in South and a lot of serials. Right now, as we speak, she's doing one movie and obviously Corona, it's been locked. But then she was in between the shoot of a movie and couple of serials,
Yeah.
TV series. Then it's me, who tried his best in everything possible on this earth.
Yeah, no, listen, I've seen you on stage. I sent you a link to this before we recorded, just to refresh your memory. Quite a few years ago, the India and Pakistan cricket teams were brought together at an event with Shah Rukh Khan,
Yeah.
and you stole the show. You got on the stage and you did there was a dil de mere de dar de disco, de dar de disco. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was,
I think
it was
Shah Rukh
more.
Khan, even Shah Rukh Khan was a little bit like, oof, this guy is a serious performer.
Cardio helps, mate.
So no, I've seen you perform. It's quite impressive. So you come from a very talented family, which is awesome to
Thank
hear.
you.
You obviously were very very
It's
ambitious
more of
family.
in South India, where I come from, Kerala. We have a lot of youth festivals when you are in school. So we have a youth festival from the time you are in fourth grade. So fourth to 12th, you have different opportunities to perform in school. We have school day. For the school day to perform on stage, it was like a challenge. Anybody from the class could perform, but he has to be number one in not just in class, but he has to be number one in school. So
Yeah.
whether it's like a cricket team or a sports team, even in arts, we have the music competitions, dance competitions, tableau, like acting classes, and then acting. It used to be called as Act One.
Mhm.
So things like that always happen in school. So sometimes fear of failure don't allow you to participate because you might be in love with this beautiful girl and then you realize, oh my god, if I'm not good in this, then what will she think? But
Yeah.
then I had a different idea altogether. I mean, if she's not saying yes to me, then I better do something better for that the other chick is interested.
So
So,
I want to move you along through your journey. 2000, you were selected for the MRF Pace Foundation in Chennai.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
absolutely. Man, how can I forget? I am still in touch with T.A. Shekhar sir and Ram Srinivasan, who is the fitness conditioning coach even till date for me. So I was very fortunate. I got into the under 19 state side as we were talking, and I did really well. I got a hat trick against the state, which didn't give me selection for the state team. From the under 13, I was trying to get into Karnataka. I couldn't get it. I used to live in Bangalore, so I couldn't make it to the under 15 squad. I couldn't make it to under 16, under 17 squad in Karnataka. And when I came to Kerala, I could play for the state the second year when I was 17. And I played for Kerala and I got a hat-trick against Karnataka. So it was like a sweet revenge. And I had a very good performance. I think 19 or 20 wickets or something like that in 4 games, I guess. And then from there, I got into the National Cricket Academy. That was the first year NCA started in India, National Cricket Academy, like ECB and like Cricket Australia. They had this new academic way of selecting the best in the country. So we had zonal academies and the main academy. So I got into the South Zone zonal academy. That's where I met Ramji sir. From there, Sheikh sir came to see the fast bowlers, and I got selected to MRF when I went for the selections. Only the top two in the country get selected when it comes to fast bowlers. Every year they used to select the top two youngsters. It was not just cricket bowling. It was, you have to be extremely fit. We had some severe fitness test at that point of time. Even now, so we had now it's all yo-yo. Then it used to be beep test, and you must be knowing we are literally of the same age. So beep test, and we had strengthening conditioning. We had no idea what it is. Me coming from Bangalore or Kochi at that point of time, all we knew was run 6-7 rounds every day, stretch, do pull-up, push-up, maybe free squats, and then get onto the field. But later we came to know there is so much to cricket, and thanks to MRF Peace Foundation, I'm still grateful to them. And from there, I got selected to the top two again from MRF. So the top two in Indian fast bowling, whoever comes for selection gets into the academy. Then in academy we had 16 fast bowlers, and from abroad there will be six, so around 22 fast bowlers, and two youngsters out of that, the best who does in fitness and bowling. And in the local matches which we play in Chennai, get an opportunity to travel to Australia, because they had this MOU between Australian Cricket Board and AIS. Then it should be Australian Institute of Sports. So I had an opportunity to go to Australia in 2000, 2001. My partner was Ishanth Malhotra, who used to play for Punjab, not Ishant Sharma. Ishant Malhotra, who was an all-rounder who used to play for Punjab. We both got selected, and we went to Australia. I played and I bowled. In fact, I represented Australian Institute of Sport, played for them. We won the tournament. We won 5 matches, and I got the best bowler in that series. So that series, people like a lot of people who is playing, like Bogus, Chris Vokes, then Pine. Pine used to be playing for Queensland, I think. He was the captain for them. I got him out also there. I'm talking about when I was a 19-year-old. So I came back.
What an experience for a young Indian boy from a small place, Kerala, to go to Australia at a young age. What an experience.
Ferguson was in my team. There was Simons, Ferguson, even it was a very good, strong team, and every other team was very strong. And it was an eye opener for me when a guy from Kerala, and lived in Bangalore. So when I came back, I had best bowler in the Australian Institute of Sport, and most of the Australian Institute cricketers were already Australian first-class cricketers. So when I got back, it was easier for me to get in the Kerala squad, and it was not easy at all if I had not gone there, because in Kerala the wickets used to be brown, and I couldn't never even tell myself that I was going to play for the state, because it used to be turners and turners all the time. And thanks to Tinu Yohanan, at that point of time, Tinu Yohanan played for the country in 2000, 2001, and that really motivated, because I come from the same school. So when I went to Kerala, I studied in Bhavans, and that was like a, how do I say, just a small help for me to motivate myself. Okay, he's from my school, he's a fast bowler, and he's from MRF Peace Foundation. I'm from MRF Peace Foundation. If he can, I can. So, so
that's what these things are all about. They're there to inspire the next generation. That's what I suppose the message is. When you do something like that, the next kid will say, Sreesanth did that, I want to do that as well.
Absolutely. And, I came back, and S.K. Nair sir, who was the secretary then and the president of BCCI then, he was a Malayali. And he saw me bowling, and he told the selectors to put me straight in the first-class squad. And Saurav Ganguly played a huge role, because when India was playing a match in International Stadium, I had gone to bowl in the nets. And from the bowling nets, John Reid picked me, and John Reid said, you should, Dada and John Reid had a conversation, and he said, what kind of are you playing the first class? I said, no, I'm not in the first class. I just came back from Australia, did really well there. And the Ranji squad was already announced. I was not there. And then suddenly, uh, a guy
Phone
who was
call,
not in the
phone
not in
call
the
from us.
probable. Yeah, I was not even in the 30 probables, and I was disappointed. But then straight away, Dada and John Wright says, put him in the 11.
Yeah.
I got into the 11 in the first game, and second ball I got wicket against Goa in
So yeah,
Kochi
just
Stadium.
on that, 2002, you made your first class
Absolutely,
debut
absolutely
against Goa.
against Goa. Against Goa, I met Zebu, and I got my first wicket. Swapnil Latsnotkar, who I have played before in under 19s as well as under 22 when I played as a 19-year-old. And I got into the team, and I was the youngest in the team. And it was a challenge for me with all the seniors. But then I got wicket of the second ball, which I bowled, and the rest is history. Then I could do really well. I got, I think, 27
You
or
got
something
20,
wickets.
20, 23 wickets in 7 matches in the Ranji Trophy. For a
Wow!
youngster coming into first class cricket, that's
And
especially when
and
you
bro,
were
you
selected.
absolutely, bro, you won't believe the wickets used to be like, oh.
Flat.
But I used to love. I enjoy bowling fast. I used to love the wind on my hair. So I had long hairs then, so I had to run
Yeah.
in and feel the hair, and then in fact, even I was growing my hair again back because I was on the way to make a comeback now. So, but then I said, man, it's too hot, and uh, being a 9-year-old having a long hair is different history, and
Yeah.
being a father of two having long hair is a different
Yeah.
story.
No, but look, growing up then, it means that you were taking wickets in tough conditions. It's only setting you up nicely for playing in more seamer-friendly conditions where things are going to be easier for you then. Sometimes it's best to learn the hard way, batting in the tough conditions. I've grown up in Scotland,
Absolutely.
bro. Trust me, batting was not
Absolutely, I know, man. I've been I've got a special connection with Scotland. First is
Yeah, no,
obviously,
I know. Yeah,
yeah, Glenrothes is Eddie Gibbs, and he tried his very best. I tried his very best to get there, but then obviously
yeah.
everything was against me, and I couldn't play for Glenrothes. But then I promised myself next season I will come to Scotland. I don't know where I'm going
Listen,
to play.
listen, you can come to my club. We'll talk about this later. I'll set it up with you. I'm sure you would enjoy bowling in the conditions there.
Ooh,
But we'll touch on that because it's going to something that's going to come up later as well. But then from
yeah,
there, from the very good performance in the Ranji Trophy, you got selected
I
for
got
NCA to play a touring
absolutely.
to go to New Zealand on tour. How
Yes.
was that experience for you?
Brilliant. I still remember, I think I bowled around 12 overs. I had an hamstring because, see, at that point of time, I used to play a lot of cricket. I want to tell all these youngsters, be very smart. I was not smart then. I used to be just energetic, and whoever called me to play, I used to go and bowl fast. I used to enjoy it because being from a mother, fit, raring to go. Any match you get, I used to play a lot of tennis ball matches. Because tennis ball matches in Kerala had more crowd than a first class match. So I used to go and play a lot of tennis ball matches. And I want to tell all these youngsters, be very smart. You should never miss a training schedule. Like, yes, skill session is very important. Cricket, batting, bowling, fielding, and all the drills are very important. But more than that, recovery, getting recovered. Make sure you recover really well. You have to make sure recover doesn't mean complete rest. It might be complete rest when you sleep, but otherwise on a Sunday you can have an active rest like a swimming, maybe play a bit of badminton, play a different sport altogether, which doesn't get you injured. Be very smart in making decision because the last thing a team wants is. So at that point of time, I had an hamstring tear on that match on that particular day because I remember that season was a long season and I was playing everywhere. And I hardly went to the gym. I used to just do scapular stability, core stability, and glute strengthening. That's it. Hardly I did training, and I completely missed out on swimming because the last thing there's no shame in saying. That's why I want to tell the youngsters, please, guys, please make sure you follow the routine. Especially when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, because what you do at that age really matters to continue from the 20 to 23 to 30. And what you do from 23 to 30 is what takes you from 30 to 40, and 30 to 40 is what takes you from 40 to 50. So that time, I bowled to I got Macmillan out. Macmillan was one of the best batsmen then, so I got him out. So, and the very next over or something, I got injured, and I think 12 overs. It was a good spell actually. Then I couldn't play one whole season, and in fact, if it was diagnosed properly and if it was taken care properly, I would have played maybe in 6 to 7 weeks. According to now, with all this technology now, hamstring tear, grade 2, you can be back in 6 weeks. So at that point of time, I was just hurrying myself. The moment I could feel better, I used to just go and start bowling fast. I never took it step by step. So
Yeah.
after India A match, it took me almost an year when Kerala qualified to the elite. A lot of people even wrote Sreesanth is not interested in playing cricket because his religious priest told him not to play. All that is bullshit. Forgive my language, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
read something about that. Yeah, yeah, not. I didn't agree.
yeah.
I didn't
So
think that was true.
so I wanted to play, and it's just that whenever I was just pushing myself faster. I didn't follow a certain routine or certain proper guidance. There was guides, there were physios, but I was in a hurry to play, because Kerala was first time playing in elite group. We were in plate
Yeah.
group. We won the plate, so we had to play in elite, and I didn't want to miss the matches because the matches were against Delhi, Bombay, all that. So better teams. So I wanted to perform there and show that I am capable, and because I just played India, so I wanted to prove a point that I was trying to prove a point to everybody. And then when I got injured, I realized, Sri, it's okay. You will get your own time. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Step back, get fit. What you did in MRFP's foundation, think about it. What you did when I was in Bangalore schools, how difficult it was to even get into a school team. Think about that. Be grateful. And I think that injury and that drawback in 2003, 2004 made me a better cricketer. And at a very young age itself, I could tell myself, Shri, your aim is to play for the country. It might take time,
Yeah.
but you will get there. And I always push myself. And I remember getting into a proper routine, and I told myself, I'm going to give myself 1 year. This is 2004. And I said, if I don't play for the country in a year, I'm going to quit cricket because you won't believe I'm a decent student. So I wanted my mom to be happy. I said, if I don't, because at that point of time, first class, it was just passion for cricket. There was hardly any money in first class cricket. It used to be
Yeah.
1,500 Indian rupees per match. The max we used to get in a season was around 25 grand or 30,000 rupees for a season. I'm talking about 2002, 2003. 2003 when India won India reached the finals of the World Cup, the Ranji Trophy, thanks to
Yeah.
ICC, that the first class fees always, whenever your country does well in an ICC tournament,
Then the fees
the
go up.
local cricketers get raised. Yeah. So in 2004, I told myself, if I don't make it to the national squad in a year, I'm going to quit. And 2004, you won't believe. I would love to share the
So
story.
2004, you entered the record books. You took a hat trick.
Absolutely, and I wanted to share that because that
Yeah.
1 year I was so focused. I remember sleeping on time, getting up on time. I never attended literally phone calls except my family and my friend, not friends, friend one or two. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everybody was cricket, 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 cricket. And then 2004 December, uh, when Kerala was playing Himachal, I got the hat trick, the first ever hat trick for Kerala. But then the very next match, I was dropped because of some other reasons.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into
Some other
controversy. So
reason. Yeah, there's always something.
yeah,
There's always something.
some
Some
senior,
drama behind the scenes.
some senior was looking for to play South Zone, and it was more like a quota system then.
Yeah.
So only one guy could get into Kerala from
Yeah.
Kerala to South Zone. So we made sure I don't play that match.
Okay.
So 2-3 players decided not to make me play, but then see, destiny is insane. So I didn't get to play that game, and they told the press that he's injured. He's got a very bad ankle.
Yeah.
Then after the match, I was dropped from the one-day squad also in 2005. So my goal was to play for the country, and I'm just dropped from my first class team on
Yeah.
my last game.
That's
Okay,
good.
on the same season where I've written a goal, and then I asked myself, will I continue? Then I was in the verge of literally leaving the cricket. Okay, maybe I should just say goodbye. And luckily, again, Nair sir called up and said, it's okay, Sri, even if you're not there in the squad, I'm going to put you in the squad. It's a 15-member squad. I'm going to make it a 16. Go with them. Go with the team. And you won't believe, I've never shared this story. It's actually, I'm writing a book and all that about motivation, especially with what happened with Sushant and also. I was just writing a book, and I would like to share this with all this who is watching this. I just want to say that at that point of time, when I came into we used to travel in train, and the tournament was in Goa. And when I got into the railway station, except 4 or 5 youngsters who played under 19, under 22, they also made it to the one-day squad. So their names were on the list, and they had seat in a train. And we were traveling in a train. My name was not there. So I was in the local compartment. So the local compartment is like a lot of people there. You must be knowing. You must have watched in the movie. So
Yeah.
so I had to take my kid back, and I said, Raifi was he's played under 19 India and all that. Raifi wins in commerce. So I told Raifi, where you guys are sitting, at least keep my cricket kit back. I'll take my suitcase, but keep my cricket kit bag with you, so that that's I have to respect. I don't want everybody to put their legs and all out on my
Yeah.
kit bag.
Yeah.
So I gave my kit back to Raifi. Why I'm sharing it's more like a motivation for a lot of people
Yeah.
who thinks that life is over. So I kept that, and I was in the local thing, and I reached Goa, and first 3 matches I was sitting out, and everybody was literally saying, "Oh, lucky him, he's Nayar's pet," and blah 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 blah. So I had to wait 3 matches, and on the fourth game I got a game, and the captain comes to me and, bro, imagine a fast bowler in Goa. It's around 37, 36 degrees Celsius, with humidity of around 85 percentage. He comes to me and says, Shri, you are in the team as a part-time bowler, not part-time, first change bowler, not even new ball, and you have to bowl continuously 10 overs. If you're fit, let me know, then you will play the next game. And I said, 10 overs continuous with that 33 run-up you want me to bowl? Why? You got any problem? Then he's like, you got any problem? I said, no, I will play. So basically, what he was trying to do was, the way I look at it, the positive side now is that I'm thankful to him that he made me do that. You know, maybe he had different intention, but the way I looked at it is, it's a great opportunity for me. It's a challenge, but it's a great opportunity. And I ended up with 10 overs, 16 runs, and 4 wickets.
Wow.
So, and it's insane, and then the journey started, and they were like, oh my God, this guy is bowling fast. This guy is good. This guy is bowling in and out.
Yeah.
And
the
same year, this is 2005. This
you
is
got man of
2005.
the series. You played for India A team again, and you got man of the series. And,
absolutely. See how destiny is. How destiny is. I was not even part of the Kerala team in the last Ranji Trophy game. I was not in the part of the Ranji Kerala one-day team for the first 3 games, and I only get 2 games, and I don't even make it to the South Zone, which is the other trophy. I don't even make it to the South Zone team. I don't make it to the Dilip Trophy team of India, which is the South Zone again. But then, because of my performance, and luckily I did a lot of matches for Indian Airlines in Delhi, I got a lot of good performance for Indian Airlines in lots of other tournaments. I got picked from the North Indian selector, Ashpal Sharma sir or Kirti Asad sir, or somebody took my name, and the late VB sir, who was the South selector, who has seen me in MRFA's foundation. So yeah, he's a good kid. You can put him name. Sorry, hello.
Yeah, it'll be okay in a second.
Yeah, it's just that I got a phone call on my phone. Maybe I can shift this to my and after some time maybe we can just shift to my laptop rather than this.
Okay, we're fine.
Yeah, so that got me an opportunity to play for India A in Challenger Trophy against the best of the best, and my dream was coming true. What I wrote a year back, that one year I'm going to give my very best, and God gave me that opportunity, and I got the god of cricket, Tendulkar, LBW, and that was it. It's something which I aimed and which I wished. No youngster should actually try and wish to get him out. But then, as a Kerala, as a Malayali, from my state, it was like a dream, because I had Tendulkar's posters everywhere. Alan Donald, Tendulkar, Johnny Rhodes were my favorite, and Mark Boucher when it comes to keeping. They were they were everywhere in my room, and I used to always get motivated by their performances. So when I got an opportunity to bowl against him, I think that might be one time only when all the Malayalis, at least my people who prayed for Tendulkar to get out. No Indian will pray, including me, to get Tendulkar out. But that day, maybe a lot of people of my dear one must have prayed, hey, Ashri, get him out. So maybe that energy helped me, and I got him out, and I got the man of series in that Challenger Trophy. It was sponsored by Kingfisher, and it was nice. I still have it downstairs in my trophy. It's a small trophy cup. I have made a small trophy room kind of a thing. So where, because it was Kingfisher series, it was called King of the Series. So it was like, okay, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. So the journey was obviously, now you're starting to get momentum. That leads you to the big one. You get selected for India. all these dreams of the boy from Kerala, you know, going through all the challenges of getting into the regional team, the ups and the downs. You're selected to play against Sri Lanka. Your first ODI, you get to the lovely joy of running into bowl at Kumar Sangakkara and Sanat Jayasuriya. Quite a tough introduction to international cricket.
Absolutely. I remember Irfan Pathan running into me and telling me, Shri, don't worry, you are here for a reason and you are good enough. That's why you are in this level and you can get him out. You're playing for the country. Just Junoon, he said, just have that immense passion and then just have the faith. Think about your mom, dad. I clearly remember he came all the way from, he had bowled the first over and I was going in the second over. So he came running from literally third man and all the way, and then he motivated me and said, don't worry, it's just the first ball. Ek ball dal de, phir theek ho jayega. So just come and bowl that first ball, then you will be fine. Yeah, so it was true. I came running in and bowled my first ball and I thought it was the fastest and it was 110 kilometers per hour. So it was like, it was the most stressful ball I ever bowled in my life. Yeah. So once that got over, the butterflies started, flying away from my stomach, and then I took over and I was very fortunate that I could get 2 wickets at the end. 3 overs went for 25 runs and I was standing in third man, and you know how Indian crowd is. When you do well, they just love you, and they don't do well, they will kill you. So most of them are like calling me, because anything down Bombay is Madras. So Madras, even though I'm a Malayali, they call me, hey Madrasi, chalo, chal nikal ghar se, team se bahar, tu acha nahi hai, bas ho gaya, tera career ho gaya. So all that things which the spectators, I think I don't know, God's been extremely kind. I always looked at the positive side rather than the negative side, and when they were shouting, I was telling myself, oh, they want me to do well, that's the only reason they are shouting, and I want them, the same people who is shouting at me will cheer for me. And second spell I got wickets, and then I had an opportunity to play test cricket, and I had an opportunity to go to Pakistan. I did well there.
Well, that's what we're going to go. Yeah, you go into this was all into the coach. So what I'm going to do is, we're not going to talk about your test career yet. I'm going to go on to that separate. This is just some of your one-day career highlights I wanted to talk about. So you go to a big tour to Pakistan. Now that's the tour of all tours. I mean, it's either for Pakistani coming to India or India going to Pakistan. You know, it's a fierce cricketing rivalry. And you played all 5 ODIs, which was a real good introduction for you to international cricket. But in the 5th ODI in Karachi, you took a record haul of 4 for 58, which is on. I mean, I've batted in Karachi. Karachi wickets are flat wickets. They don't do very much. You're bowling against probably some of the best. But I mean, tell me about who you got, and tell me about your tour in general and who you got out in those 4 wickets.
First of all, I have to thank Rahul Dravid and Ray Chappell at that point of time, because they both told me that you're going to play all the 5 games, and it's a very good confidence, because that was the first time I was given the whole series. After making the debut, I used to get 1 match, 2 match, or maybe 1 match, 2 match together, and then 3-4 matches not playing. So, and the series before that, South Africa at home, I didn't get a match at all.
Yeah, you didn't play a game at all in the 5 games.
And it was very heartening, because there was a match in Bangalore, and I was looking forward to play in Bangalore and win the match for the country, but I couldn't. Then when I went to Pakistan, all I was telling myself was, Shri, I was really scared. I'll be honest, because even my family, parents at that point of time, they were like, Pakistan, you tell na personal reasons you can't come. Please na, Sri, please na. All my friends dear Vandan. But I want to share this with everybody. When I reached there, Mehman Nawasi, the way they treated us was insane. I've never had such great food in my entire life till date. Excuse me. Till date, I have not had such tasty food. The normal dhaba on the way from the airport, when we were on the way, the one-day, test cricket team was already there, and one-day team went a bit later. And on the way, we, Mohammed K. Raina, myself, we stopped for some food in between with all the commandos having escort. And you won't believe the khana which we had from a normal dhaba on the side, and the love they gave us. And they were like, Acha karna, do well, all the very best. Don't think much. Play good cricket. We will support good cricket. So I remember me going even to a dargah next to the hotel, and I believe in all. I'm a more spiritual guy, Hindu, but I love Christians. I love Muslims. It doesn't matter for me. So I try and look at the spiritual side. So I remember everything in Pakistan series, and a lot of locals also loved where our I think Irfan was a superstar at that point of time, and the series he did well, and they were all. I remember Irfan wanted to pray, so we went to a mosque and we were waiting out, and we went to a normal food khana ka. Again, I love the khana there, and people out there were there. So the hospitality was insane. It was brilliant, and as you said, the Karachi wicket. Before that, we played 4 games, and I was getting used to it. It was just a matter of getting those wickets. I was bowling well, and I remember Rahul by coming to me and telling me, "Sri, don't worry. Your ball is coming really nice off your hand. The rhythm is good. It's just a matter of getting wickets." All the senior really supported me, and RP also was bowling well. Every Zahir Khan was making a comeback or something like that. So
Yeah, you had a
uh,
very good attack. You had a very good attack at that point. You had a bit of everything: the left armers, the right armers. So many
absolutely,
options.
Irfan Pathan, RP Singh, Zahir Khan, Ajit Agarkar, and myself were the fast bowlers. So
Mhm.
um, um, you know. I was very fortunate, I'll be honest. When I never thought I will go to Pakistan, first of all. And when I went there, I am just genuinely looking forward, everything gets sorted sooner or later because it's one world, one life. Yes, I am a very patriotic guy, but at the end of the day, when it comes to sport, there is no religion, there is no caste. Sport
Yeah,
should be that. Sport should be that thing which
bringing people
unites
together.
countries. Absolutely. So looking forward, let's see. I really enjoyed that wicket. I love. This is a huge secret. I want to say. I love Pata wickets to bowl because that's where you a skillful bowler. Like now, a lot of people are talking about Saleva will be banned and all that. I say, good, very good, because only skillful bowlers will now get to perform. And I always believe I'm a skillful bowler who really works really hard, and bowler with brains. Fast bowlers basically don't have it, but yeah, very few of them do because few like me maybe.
No,
So
no.
it will be
But
nice.
if you think about it, if you
It will
think
be
about
nice to
it,
bowl on flat track.
all the best fast bowlers. I mean, obviously, I grew up supporting Wasim and Makar. I mean, these guys grew up on similar wickets as what you grew up on, where they never had the support of the wickets. Yet they
It's
figured
more,
out a way.
yeah, more of the rhythm, and it's very good as an youngster when you get tough wickets. Even for me in Kerala, it is good. It was good for me because I had to use my crease, uh, use the angles, ball Yorker, not just the in-swing Yorker, out-swing Yorker. Uh, then work with normal swing, not just the reverse swing. Keep the ball shining, even if it's a wet ball or dry ball. We had this. I played a lot of tennis ball, so even Pakistan, I know a lot of tennis ball cricketers.
Yeah,
And
take ball cricket.
I play a lot of tape and tennis ball cricket. Even today, as I say, day before yesterday, we had a match, so I played. I can't be saying it, but then I played.
You followed the Pakistan, and it's amazing. Honestly, it touches my heart. I'm
Thank
a
you.
big fan of Indian cricket. I've always grown up. If I be honest with you, I've always supported India batsmen, and it's been like a test, a skill Pakistani bowlers against India batsmen. I grew up watching Wasim Bakar, Shoaib Akhtar taking on Sachin, Rahul
It's
Dravid.
insane. Trust me. For the
What a
world,
ride. But
what
it's gone from the game. Even recently, Virat Kohli came out and he said, there's political tensions, but when we play Pakistan, we love each other. There's a friendship there. When we get on the pitch, we play hard, but we are friends.
absolutely it's and bro, the best example is like you in Scotland, and when an Indian and a Pakistani plays each other or be in the same team in a county or England and in Australia, any other country, we all to be very honest, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We are in one club team and playing in that club and trying to make the club win. And
yeah,
a lot of doctors, engineers are across the globe. Then why not a cricketer? Why not a sport? So I
yeah,
just hope everything gets sorted. Even I am politically at the end of the day, I'm a BJP karyakarta from 2016. But
yeah.
something which I would really love to have is that understanding between countries, and as long as possible, the sports come back and join, because sport is one thing which can join a lot of countries together. And
Absolutely,
I'm looking forward.
absolutely.
I think that county culture, or the culture which you guys have in UK, Scotland, Australia, and all that, has to come to sport in India. If that comes in India and Pakistan, then it becomes better. There
Yeah,
is no proper club level cricket or club level sport, or there is no that way of coming on a Sunday with the family, with the kids watching you play. and they're in the park. All that culture is not here. I mean, I am trying my best. I'm starting my Sreesanth Sports Academy, not just cricket academy in Mugambika in Karnataka State, and I've taken up 3-4 indoor facilities here. So I'm trying to somehow bring that unity. There is no point having a competition between your own team. Like a batsman scores 100 in my team, I don't want the youngsters to feel, oh my God, this guy is scoring 100, then I will not get a chance. No, I want them to feel if he can, I can. So it's more like a unity culture comes straight away at the junior level. Then it gets, it's like a base. Then you don't care whether you're a Hindu, Muslim, Christian. It doesn't matter. It's a sport. You just play the sport and help anybody who comes in your way.
Yeah, no, listen, it's wonderful to hear you speak like that. I share your views. I've got Hindu brothers, I've got Sikh brothers, I've got Christian brothers. And you know what? One love to everybody, respect everybody. So the message here at this moment in time is, let's all come together. Sport is a wonderful.
It's like YOLO, YOLO. You only live once.
I'm feeling the love. You go on.
Thank you.
Again in your ODI career. You go and play a home series against England in 2006. Fantastic series for you. You took 10 wickets in the series, an average of 16.3. And in the last match, you registered probably one of the best spells of your career when you took 6 for 55, which earned you the man of the match as well. Talk to me about the series against, obviously playing against a big test playing nation in England.
Absolutely, it was. England straight away winning Ashes, and all that, and they had a tough series against Pakistan, I think, in Dubai. But otherwise, when they came to India, they had this team which they won the Ashes, one of the best Ashes the world has ever seen. Yeah. And from there to India and me playing against them, especially Kevin Peterson, I did bowl to him where he scored hundreds in both the innings. When he played for England Lions against South Zone in the Dilip Trophy when they had come in 2003. So I did bowl to him then, but that time I was just not sure what I was doing. I was just going with the motion. But in 2006, it was completely different. And it was nice to get him bowled. My first wicket was Andrew Strauss. I think, no, in England series, yes, I got Andrew Strauss also in one day. And I remember that one day series really well. After playing the test matches, when the one day series started, I clearly remember I was looking forward to that one day series because the main reason was there was a match in Kochi, which is my house where I live now. Yeah. In Kochi Stadium, I was not allowed as a kid because you have to play first class to be in. I did play in first class match there, but till that moment, even if you're a first class player, when there is no season, you're not allowed in the ground because of security reasons and all that. Just like a pride thing for me that my mom, dad is watching on the big screen.
Wow, yeah. I can imagine.
All my cousins, I had some 200 plus cousins came across the globe, and they watched that match in the Kochi Stadium. And that match was very special. I remember, Matt Pryor, I think, opened that innings in Kochi and I had bowled a beauty. And I was like, oh my God, I can bowl like that. Not bad, Sri. So he didn't get out to that ball. Then he got out LBW, I think. He got out to me in LBW or caught behind the very next over. Not in the first over. But first over was beautiful. I still have that video clippings because I wanted that first over and everybody chanting. I've only heard Sachin, but in Kochi, when I played, it was like Sreesanth. So that's something like, it's a different feeling altogether. So, it was very humid, it was very hot, and it was April 2nd, the day when we won the 2011 World Cup. I think it was the same day Kochi match happened, 2nd April, and we won the match because our plan was to, make the English team be in the sun. So there was statics of tying up the lace and asking for the heat, what do you call it, coolants, and then bowlers having problem with the eyes, making sure the match is literally, the tactics. You are a cricketer, you know better. Yeah. So it was like making sure even England batsmen, we were trying to make them, when they came into bat, the field was spread, so that they run because it was more of not giving boundaries and making it tough to even. I remember Peterson was like, oh, I don't want to be here. I am telling you, most of the English batsmen, except few who opened the batting and stayed till 12. In the afternoon, Kochi, inside the stadium is 96% humidity. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. Then in April, it's like 38 to 39 degrees, sometimes 40 degrees Celsius. That day, I think it was 37 or 38 with 96% humidity. You don't want to be there. So imagine that's the stadium where we play 4-day matches for Ranji Trophy. So I was very fortunate that I was, customized or acclimatized to that climate. But then, including the Indian cricketers, few people struggle. But I will always cherish that match in Kochi. That was one of my favorite matches I played. I only got one wicket. I didn't even finish my spell because I think England got all out. And we won the match in Kochi. And I remember the indoor match when we went to indoor. I mean, my wife, it's more like a subscriber now. She's from Jaipur, but her cousins and everybody is in Indore and Bhopal. So when I went to Indore, there's a place called Khajrana Mandir. And whenever I made a comeback for the country after that incident, it was always this religious matter where I go there and pray and something good happens. So before playing that match also, when I was playing Duleep Trophy in Indore, I had got selected again for the country when I had an injury. Then so many good things happened. So that day also, I remember the very next day when I got 6 wickets haul, I was like, oh my God. And, bro, the best part is there's not a single fast bowler, not a single Indian fast bowler who's got a six for in India in one day as a, that's strange, but I mean, God's been kind till date. I mean, so we have got Stuart Binney who got six for in Bangladesh, but he could, in one day, no one has got a 6 wicket haul in India. So not bad to have won such a record. So and I was on a hat trick. In fact, I think Sajid Mahmood was the last one. He was just short of a ball. It was more like a slow bouncer. I clearly remember, and he had hit a 6 before that. So he wanted to hit another 6, and it is a very indoor wicket. Is very small wicket, and it's a flat track. And it was more like Raina taking 2 catches in a row at the end. I think I bowled a good 4 wickets, and the last 2 wickets is more like yes, you have to appreciate every international wicket. I have to appreciate, but then the last 2 wickets were more like they were trying to hit me out of the ground.
That's very honest of you, but the scorebook doesn't. You know what every cricketer says? The scorebook doesn't say it was a long hop or it was a bad ball. It says bowled or caught or LBW or bowled. So listen, very honest of you, but 6 wickets, very, very good. That led you in very nicely to get a very, very proud moment when the BCCI offered you a contract.
Absolutely, that really helped me to move on, and that performance is one of the reason I could, go to West Indies. I think I remember going to West Indies after that as a Test cricketer, and then and then we had South African series straight after that. So that really helped me. That showed a lot of people that in white ball also I can do really well.
2000, just to finish the one-day stuff, you got to play in the 2011 World Cup. What a moment, obviously. It was almost like it was meant to be for the great Sachin Tendulkar.
Absolutely.
That World Cup, you got to the final, India won the final. Sachin Tendulkar was carried around like it was like a farewell moment. But tell me about your memory of playing in that World Cup.
I was not part of the squad. I was in the probables. I was in Delhi probables, and we were in South Africa. And I didn't get a game. I didn't get a single game against South Africa in the one day, even though I got a fifer in the last Test match against South Africa in Cape Town. It was a flat track. Oh my God. I don't know what happened to South African wickets.
We're going to talk about your travels to South Africa soon because there's some great moments. But sorry, that was a wrong one by me. I forgot you weren't in the squad. But even still, as an Indian and watching on, what a moment for the country! What a moment for again Sachin Tendulkar. It was almost like it was written in the stars.
Yes, absolutely. So when I was there, I could never believe because I used to watch Tendulkar just sitting in the gallery, literally like a small man because we were at the 50 rupee gallery, and from there to bowl with him in the nets, play with him, actually in fact get him out, and then the biggest of the cups, World Cup finals. Tendulkar is somebody who actually came up to me and said, "Shri, are you fit to play the finals? You think you can make it? You can bowl well." And because I had not played 42 days, I played the first match and then the final straight. So Sachin Paji came up to me and said, "Why don't you just come and bowl me in the wicket and let me figure it out?" So he took me to the Venkatesh and close to the center wicket. We had a practice wicket, and he made me bowl literally for half an hour. And then he said, "Don't worry, Sri, you're playing tomorrow." And because Ashish Nehra got injured want to say hi? Say hi.
Hello. How are you?
See, he says.
There's something in my mouth.
See, he says something.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Are you doing? What's the weather like? Is it nice and warm?
She's saying, I'm eating something. So
I'm eating something. I'm wondering where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just on that, while you're on the subject, I want to share a quick story myself because it's something that I've never got to share. And while I'm talking to you, it'd be amazing while we're on this subject. Sachin Tendulkar, at Lords, I was playing for the MCC Young Cricketers, and we used to bowl at the Indian Test team in the morning. You probably experienced that when you were over in England. So we were on the nursery ground and playing there. Sachin Tendulkar called me over. He took me to the side net and he said, "I want 20 throwdowns." I gave him 20 throwdowns. I was like, honestly, like my hand was shaking. I was so nervous. Don't mess these throwdowns.
Same,
What
yeah.
amazed me the most, Shri, that day was Sachin Tendulkar then said to me, "Do you like my bat?" I said, "Yeah, it's very nice." He said, "Take it. I'll throw you a couple." He gave me his MRF bat. I stood there. He gave me maybe 5 or 6 throwdowns. I hit a couple of cover drives, and he just said, "You like it?" And I said, "It's very heavy. It's quite a heavy bat." And he said, "Yeah, I like it like that." And then he took the bat and he went off to, and that's my moment in life.
Hey,
What
bro,
man.
because you shared this, I will share. I told you about my first wicket of Tendulkar.
Yeah.
There is a story behind it, something like this. You will understand better because you shared it with me.
Yeah.
When India toured, when South Africa toured India, and there was a match, India versus South Africa in Kochi in 99-2000, where Ganguly had just got the captaincy and all that. So that year, when I was bowling in the nets, I was in 11th standard. I had just started bowling fast, not fast. I mean slow, medium. So when Tendulkar was the first to come into the nets, and after the warm up when they came, same thing happened to me. And Tendulkar came and said, "Any fast bowlers?" I just lifted my hand because it's Tendulkar, you know. And then I go into the nets. There were 3 bowlers who was bowling in the nets. I bowl my first ball. It doesn't even reach him. He just comes and drops it.
Yeah.
He takes the ball, gives it back to me. The next ball, wide ball, very wide, so he leaves it. Third ball, he comes, knocks it as if, to a baby, you say no. He drops the ball. He takes the ball and he says, "Do one thing. You throw to me later. Okay, after the nets, you wait. Okay, don't go anywhere. Wait. You can throw down to me."
Okay.
Man. And I'm like, is Tendulkar talking to me? Really? Okay.
I was like, same.
So then I take the ball and I go and give it to the bowling coach who were net in charge, and then I walk out. And you won't believe, I had this feeling of happiness, and then I was feeling of embarrassment because all my friend circle, everybody was there, and they were like seniors and juniors looking at me and say, "Teen ball, only 3 balls you could bowl to Tendulkar and you're thrown out of the nets." Then when I was there standing, you won't believe, I would love to share this story to youngster. And I was, what I was telling myself, I know this is a crooked head, but you know what I told? Sachin Tendulkar, I'm going to get you out one day. Unbelievable, man.
That
See,
was your
it's
inspiration.
crazy.
That's your
Yeah, but
inspiration.
unbelievable. Thanks for sharing your story.
No, you're welcome. Honestly, it brings back so many. I've only ever told that story to like my close friends and stuff. So now I'm able to.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling when somebody who comes and people like Tendulkar comes to you and as an youngster and tells, "Why don't you hold my bat and play a couple of drives?" Oh my God, that's boom.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I could just what a moment, what a moment. So we're going to put your 1-day career. We've covered some stuff there. You did a lot of other things in your 1-day career, but we could be here all day and all night. I want to move into your Test career. So Test debut 2006, versus England at home. Najpur, great debut. 4 for 95 on debut.
Yeah, I mean, Strauss was my first wicket, and I think Lakshman Bhai took the catch, and second wicket was Peterson, and I think Monty and Hogarth, I think, because I always enjoyed bowling.
Monty once saved a test match in the Ashes against Australia by batting for over an hour. So you still...
Yeah, Monty got a 50 also. I mean, he's a decent bat. Yeah, I mean, it's just that test was important because Cook made his debut, Panesar made his debut, and I made my debut. So there were 3 debutants playing that match. And they both literally ended up playing 100 test matches. One guy played more than literally close to 200, and I am still stuck in 27.
That's not, listen, we all know there's reasons behind that. I think you would have probably played 100 test matches as well. Second test, unfortunately, you took out. What happened? Did you have a bad stomach, or what went?
No. I was, see, I have this bone marrow edema, which is the surgery which I did in 2012. I played literally my whole career till 2012 with that injury. So most of the times I used to, it was like a bunion. So on my both the big toes, you must have seen it happens to most of the ballet dancers. So I used to be, as an youngster, I told you, I used to do professional dancing, like a break dancing and all that. So the toe dancing doesn't really help as a sports person. So I had the big toe with bunion. So it used to hurt really badly. And I had to take cortisone injections and wait for 48 hours before even I, do my strengthening exercise. So literally 6 months to 4 months, every 4 months I have taken cortisone injections, like the Andre Agassi's autobiography. I think my book will all full of cortisones, and so I have taken cortisone on my shoulder angle, better painkillers. I think makes and B complex, they are our best friends.
Yeah, no, that sounds painful.
So that is one of the reason I missed the first second test. But Munaf got his debut match, and he got 5 for, and he was bowling fast till his shoulder surgery. Munaf was fast.
Very good. I remember in particular here about 2-3 years. Munaf Patel had 2-3 years where he was electric for India. Third test, you came back. And you got your first 5 for in Test cricket, and you also got 29 not out. That was in that match was played in Mumbai.
Flintoff. I have to say Andrew Flintoff. I mean, good. He is retired at that year. I don't think I would have survived. I clearly remember he bowling my first ball and I hit my helmet from a good length. I played front foot defense and hit my helmet. And I was like, where do I bat him? And second ball I was more like a typical tailender pull shot. Not this pull shot. It was like, go away and one bounce boundary. And the way he started staring, luckily he was bowling his 7th over in a spell or something, and he had some ankle and knee trouble which was going through. Luckily, he didn't bowl much. Otherwise, I think I would have been, should have been Sreesanth Memorial.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
He was bowling fast, man. 93 miles, like piece of cake.
That was around the Ashes time. He was at full prime at that point. He was bowling.
Insane. From good length, getting that much of bounce, and oh, wow, what a cricketer.
Yeah. You great introduction to you. You seem to fall in love with it. Went on to be the leading fast bowler for the team as you travel to the West Indies. Okay, welcome back. After a little bit of a delay, I think myself and Shree forgot that it was Father's Day today, so we've had to have a little gap. But we've been joined by a special guest for round 2 of the recording. Who is this, Shree?
Yes, this is Star, my daughter's birthday gift. He's Star. See, he's Abhi khana aaya, so there is some food in the table, so he's restless. So I will just let him be, and then we'll continue with the talk. Star, sit. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Back.
Okay, no problem. We're back. Okay. So, did you have some cake?
Cake.
Yes.
That was in the morning, not now. Not.
What did you get? What did you get for Father's Day?
What did I? Oh, nothing much here. I just gifted him just genuine normal stuff here. I mean, I have given him a shirt, just a normal traditional. For me, this day is not the special day. I mean, every day, as we say, father and mother, we always, even if if I used to play, I used to always talk to them every day, every
Yeah,
single day of my life. So,
yeah.
Father's Day and all, maybe even started celebrating only maybe last 15, 20 years. Before that, I don't, I don't remember celebrating a Father's Day.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. To
And
be honest. My father doesn't really bother with when I say to him Happy Father's Day, Abu, he just says to me, "Tika, tika, okay, all right, okay."
same, somewhat the same. I think my father is always believes it's all every day is his day. So it's
Yeah.
my day, brother. You are my son. You better behave.
Okay, boss. So we got to a certain point of our journey when we were talking, um, and I want to get to the South African tour. So we just finished talking about you went to the West Indies after the great series you had against England. You
Yep.
had a very, very good performance in the fourth test in Jamaica, where you took 5 for 72 against the West Indies. And that led you
Mhm.
quite nicely out to South Africa. Unfortunately, you didn't play early part of the series in the ODI, which was maybe not a bad thing because you lost quite badly 4-0. However, you came into the test series, and the one spell in particular, this has got to be up there as probably the best spell you've ever bowled in your career. You took 5 for 40 against South Africa, and it led to dismissing them for 84 in total. And it also led to you winning the match and the first game of the series for India. Tell me about that game.
I clearly remember those times because I genuinely, when the series started, I actually thought in 2006 this is going to be my last series because a lot of bowlers were making a comeback, all my senior cricketers, and when I went to the Potchefstroom practice game, I have to say about this, and all the one-day matches I was sitting out. So I was like, okay, Zahir Khan is back, Ashish Nehra is getting fit, Ajit Agarkar is playing, Irfan is bowling well, RP Singh is there, Munaf Patel is there, BRV Singh was there, Balaji was getting back to fitness. A lot of questions, as an youngster, you always, if some cricketer says, I don't look at other people's performance, he's lying. You know it too. We always look at those, competitors or, at that age, it's very important to look at who's doing well and sometimes to follow him or maybe do much better than him. So in 2006, I clearly remember, when I took that flight to South Africa, I had lots of hopes, but first match I got dropped in one day. Second match I got dropped. Third match I got dropped. And I think only one game I played in there. And I only got one Bosman's wicket or something like that. Only one wicket. And Callis was all over me in that one day match. I think he hit me for 3 consecutive boundaries. And that all just short moving out on the rise through covers and point gap. I don't know how he does that. Not at
He's a
middle of
class
the
act.
bat,
He's a class act.
middle of
One of the
middle
greatest
of
to
the
be on
bat
game.
covered. Yeah, middle of the bat covered drives on the up. Then I tried for a Yorker. He flicked it for a one bounce boundary. I was really disappointed. I was like, maybe I'm not for this kind of cricket. I started having a self doubt, and then Test series team was announced, and I was there. And Saurav Ganguly was making a comeback, and Saurav Ganguly played a huge role in me when I started playing with Ranji Trophy also because that he's the one somebody who always pushed me to do well. And it was so nice to see him there and all the legends, Tendulkar, Dravid, Kumble, Zahir Khan, and a lot of people were there, BVS Lakshman. And in Potchefstroom match, thanks to Jack Rudolph, forgive my language, but he's a okay, whatever. So I don't want to say it on a live podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to say I have to thank him because he made a statement saying Zahir Khan, yeah, he's good, but the other bowlers I don't even know their names. I don't think they're all they all look very lean, but I don't think they are fast or mean. It was like a how do I say? When I read that in
Sparked a flame inside you.
absolutely, and if tomorrow is the match today, if today is the match today morning, I came to know when I was going through the breakfast and I was eating breakfast and I read that, oh, not bad. Then I was like, I used to be a fan of Jack Rudolph because he scored double hundred in his debut, and I have immense respect for Test cricketers and who make himself a name in that especially in world cricket. So
Yeah.
I was looking up to him till that moment. That moment, I said, okay, South Africa Lions, all the very best. That just motivated me to the core, and I went to the match, and Jack Rudolph, Here comes, till then I was bowling okay. And when Jack Rudolph comes, here comes, I go to Rahul Bhai and says, Rahul Bhai, let me bowl to him. First ball, thank you very much. Golden duck, Jack Rudolph. Then I got a 4 wicket or 3 wicket haul. It was an unofficial first class match because 12 guys from our side and 12 guys from their side played. You know how side games are. So I think I got a 3 for in the first innings and 4 in the second innings. And both the innings in Porchestrom, Mr. Jack Rudolph was golden duck for Sreesanth. And and what happened is after the match, I made a statement saying South Africans have seen me lean, but they must know that I am mean too. And the very next match in Johannesburg, I was very fortunate that Dada scored a very good 60, 70 runs. He's somebody who told me in Potchefstroom, I'm going to bat in the, I used to struggle to bowl to left-handers, and, especially because I'm an outswing bowler, I was not able to get that exact lines. Either it is down the leg or I was not able to get that correct position in the crease, or I did not have that confidence because at that point of time, not many left-handers were there, in Kerala team or on any first-class matches, or very hardly left-handers were there. And left-handers is like a nightmare when it comes to right-arm bowler. I mean, if we cannot, you're a left-hander, you know better. Yeah. So it's very easy to pick the right-arm bowlers straight away, if he has no clue. So, and you will get to know, even if you face just 1 or 2 balls, you will get to know that this guy can't get me out. This guy is just trying to survive in that. So that's what I was doing in my career. But then, likes of Dada and Yuvraj played a huge role because Dada made me bowl in Potchefstroom nets after the match, before the match. I remember before him going into bat, he made me bowl to him. And Dada told me a few things, adjustments to do with my grip, with my position of, my big toe, and where my landing should be, and how to where you should be pitching in South African conditions. So many things I learned from Tendulkar. All these legends. I'll be very honest, bro. I mean, I respect the opponents a lot when I played for the country, but to be in that dressing room with all these legends who's carrying Indian cricket forward, and to bowl to him in the nets and to even get him out in the nets was difficult for me. So I used to literally plan to get Lakshman out in the nets, or Yuvraj out in the nets, or Tendulkar out in the nets. I used to literally write down my goals like as if I'm going for a match. So the night before, if I got a net session tomorrow, it's because only way you can make it to the 11, being Sreesanth, was to impress with my bowling, nothing else in the nets. And you know it, how net sessions are. When it's very good match practices, I have to perform. So I did quite well. And the first test match, they all helped me. And Rahul Dravid, thanks to the captain, he came and told me just before going into the field, Sreesanth, it's high time. You did that in West Indies. Please carry it on. You can win this test match for us. And Rahul had never told me anything like that till that moment. I was there in Pakistan. I was there in West Indies. West Indies, he did say, okay, give your best. Come on, it's okay. It's a great experience. But that was the first time a captain comes to you. Even when with Sahir Khan in the team, he comes to me and says, Shri, you can win this match. Come on, win this match for me. So, and on the match day before the Alan Donald, he's like my God, like Dennis Lilly and Alan Donald are my favorites in fast bowling. So when I met my legend, like the way you spoke about Tendulkar, when I met Alan Donald, I was like awestruck, and I was like, oh my God. And then he comes to me, and I started talking to him, and he was so friendly, and he said, believe in effortless pace. I think that test match, because why I am saying it in a very elaborated way is that test match was very crucial for me in my career. And everybody thought, after winning the man of the match, but there's a story behind it, which I just discussed. And all these things together made me a better bowler that day. And all I did was just run in. I was not running in hard. I was just relaxed run up, because Donald said, just focus on relaxed run up and relaxed pace and effortless pace. Effortless pace is not without effort. It should look effortless. And he said, don't worry about any batsman. He's the one who told me, you get to bowl to Tendulkar every day in the nets. What are you scared of?
Exactly.
He's a great motivator, because I played under him in Warwickshire also when I played. So all those small tips, I'm always been grateful, and I will even now at this moment. I'm so grateful that I could meet him, and I could get 5 wickets there. In fact, it was 5 for 20 something, and then I went tried to get a 6 for
Unbelievable.
and spoiled my
Unbelievable.
spell.
You know what a spell. However, I remember that series very, very well for one moment in particular. Now, I absolutely loved the moment. I loved the moment. Um,
Everybody hates him, I guess.
look, Andre Nell is one of those bowlers that he comes. He always used to come hard. He always used to follow through. He always used to chirp in the face. And I don't mind that. I like fast bowlers like that. Like your style of fast bowling, I liked it. I like that energy. Getting in the bats. That's what cricket needs, a bit of characters. However, you were batting in one of the tests, and Andre Nell steaming in gave you some chest music, some chin music, and I think he
I
suggested.
could, bro, I couldn't see. It on a green track where even Tendulkar got out like this to him. I'm going into bat at number 11. Uh, there's a huge secret which now a lot of people knows in India, but very hardly people know about me.
Yeah,
I had plus 3.7 on my right eye and plus 2.7 on left eye.
okay,
So, and I used to wear these color lenses and all that just to, get the power. Even now I am wearing a lens. So
yeah,
I used to wear lenses, but obviously, lens don't really help you. On that day, uh, you know, chashma, I mean, I used to wear the specs also in between. I used to play cricket, but then
yeah,
when you get really angry and pissed, or even you're under tension or stress, the
yeah,
noise comes on the screen.
yeah,
So I decided not to wear specs because I said, what is the point? Whether I wear the specs or don't wear the specs, I can hardly see the fucking ball.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let me just go enjoy the batting. And here comes Nell, bowls his first boom ball, and I swear on my cricket, on my life, I didn't see it. By the time I reached, it went and hit Mark Boucher's gloves, and he said something like, "You don't have a heart." Obviously, they were irritated because I got 5 wickets in the first innings,
yeah,
and they got
yeah,
all out for 84. They were just trying to kill me because so that I don't get to bowl in the second innings. So, uh, you know, uh, it was so good to see Gabe's. I mean, all these people I've been literally like the way cricket how it is.
yeah,
So it's not that we only worship our country cricketers. We worship legends of the game. We always have a poster. So Gibbs, Mark Boucher, and Sean Pollock, everybody chirping me. I enjoyed it. I
yeah,
just loved it because a guy who gets Lara out like a Nell is
yeah,
chirping to a 23-year-old Sreesanth who's from India, who's from the
yeah,
backwaters of Kerala.
yeah,
And it was a nice thing. And I told myself, Sri, the worst thing that could happen, if you get out, I get to bowl 4 to 5 overs before the end of the day's play. If I get out.
yeah,
And if I connect, it's a 6. And people will say, this guy's got guts.
yeah,
You got 5 for, try and get at least 2 overs before you, at the end of the day. So it's okay. Your wicket is not that priceless. Anyway, we had a bit of lead because of Zair Khan and Ganguly and all that in the second innings. So I just stepped out. Before stepping out, there is no shame in saying I never watched the ball. I said this guy is going to surely bowl me a just short length ball because I'll share you as a cricketer, and the cricketer who's listening to it, you will understand. When he started the run up, he came and he stopped. Nobody knows about this. So he chirped me. He came running in. He stopped. Then he said, "Let me have a short luck." The moment till that time, I swear I was scared. I was like, "What the fuck? Where the ball is going to be?" Then, then this foolish fast bowler, as we say, sometimes overthink too much. He got a short luck for me. So I knew he's never going to bowl me a bouncer. He's
yeah.
surely not going to bowl a bouncer to me.
Double
He's just
bluffing,
making
double
me.
bluffing.
He's just bluffing to get me a good ball, going away or coming in and getting me a ball or LB.
Yeah,
So I straight away stood slightly outside the crease, and because of his extra bounce, and I know that even a just shot might actually he might get that height because of the wicket. It was a super wicket to bowl to.
hmm,
And all I said to myself is, you don't need to see the ball. Anyway, you can't. Just step out, believe in your ability. And I had this 1,100 gram ka bat. It was the light. I still have the bat with me. It's the lightest bat you can ever have. I
yeah,
got that bat for the series so that, just tap it and run. Tap it and run. Not to hit any sixer, not to hit any boundary.
yeah,
Boundaries, my plan was to just glide it to third man. Maybe you get a boundary, but keep it as close as possible.
Mhm.
But that shot, man, I don't know why I did that. I just stepped out. I prayed to the Almighty and I said, please, God, I just want to hit him outside the ground.
Yeah.
And that six was one of the shots which I played. It was more like how do I say? It was like a tight uh, replay to a South African bowler who's already had a 4-wicket haul, maybe searching for his 5-wicket to a number 11.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time he did something like that to even a top order.
And that's not
Full
the end
world.
of it, though. That's not the end of it, though. You hit him for 6, and then you came charging down the wicket. You spun your bat.
That is
You spun
that's.
your bat.
I mean, a Scottish guy will surely. I mean, Scottish cricket should surely understand. It was more like a taming a horse, and horse which is not in control has to be tamed. So I was just. It was like holding him on the hair and saying, "Bro, you just got tamed."
And then you
And
fish.
and the best part is he never got me out. He never got me out in the series. In Durban, he came first ball. I was on strike and he bowled a beamer, literally a beamer, and then a bouncer. And the next 2 ball, I hit him for a 1 cover drive boundary, and then in that knock in Durban, I think I scored a 29 not out or something like that. So it was nice. It was nice to, and obviously after the match, he was like, "Don't you have respect?" And Mark Bocher came running to me and said, "Respect, man." I said, "Oh, did you? When the god of cricket walks in, you respect him? Oh, really? Okay." They suddenly realized, not bad. This guy is
This kid's got a bit of fight.
Yeah. And I did give it back even in Durban. Even in Durban, I remember I got 8 wickets, 4 in the first and 4 in the second innings. And Durban was it was a decent wicket. But then I was lucky that once I start going, it's like the spell. I didn't get a single wicket in the first innings till almost 100 and something runs or something like that. And then on the second or third spell when I came in, I just told myself again, relax pace. Don't think you won the man of the match last match. Don't get carried away. Just come and land the ball well, and that's what I did. And 2 matches, 16 wickets suddenly. And then I was on the bench where literally at 4 matches, 18 wickets. That was Sreesanth got it. So, but I only got 2 wickets in the Cape Town test because they gave us South Africans for the first time in the history getting scared of fast bowlers of India and giving a flat track. That never happened. So in Cape Town, they gave us a pure flat track, and it was a how do I say? They were just. And again, Hashim Amla again got out to me in a flat track.
Yeah, you had a bit of a rumble. You got into a little bit of trouble. You kicked the Irish board. You kicked the.
I think a lot of match fees. I wish all those match fees have given back to me, please.
But look, I think after getting beat in the one-day series, you needed to show some fight, and I think that's what you brought to the party. You came out fighting, and look, I commend you. I thought it was one of the great moments in cricket when you charged Andre Nell. I thought your bowling performance in that series was outstanding, and credit to you. South Africa is not an easy place to tour. It's a tough series. So no, some great moments there. You then got left. You got left out after you went to England, and again you had a little bit of fun. You had a run in with Mr. Michael Vaughan. Can you tell me anything about the story of Mr. Vaughan? There was a little bit of a shoulder.
Bro, have you bowled medium pace?
Me?
Yeah.
I used to bowl left arm in swing, medium pace.
Yeah. So imagine ball pitching on the bloody leg stump line. Still he is leaving because he's got that much confidence that it will not hit the off stump.
Yeah.
Ball was moving so much. Obviously, I got pissed off, man.
Yeah.
The best of the best. You're running from 33-yard run up and you're bowling those best beauty balls and he just stands in the crease. I trust you, swing. He doesn't say anything. And I was staring at him and saying, I trust you, man. I trust you, mate. You got good swing, well bowled. The fuck, man. I was like, how do I get him out?
Yeah.
This guy is so good at leaving. I mean, any batsman, you know it better. Any batsman who knows where the off stump is. That's what they say. But I think any batsman who knows where the off stump is and reads the bounce of the wicket, is as soon as possible an youngster who is watching and think the best quality of a good batsman, which will separate him from the normal level will be reading or adapting to the bounce and the swing of the bowler. Every wicket is different, so you have to adapt. So Michael Vaughan was one of those, and even Kevin Peterson for that matter. They come hard at you. They don't care whether it's the first ball of the match, whether it's the last ball of the match, whether it's in the between. If the ball is there and if that is in the area, they leave. And if that is in the area where you have to be hit, they hit. So it's like Tendulkar. Tendulkar's got 6 great shots to a best match wicket taking ball. So it is just his mindset. Sometimes he says, okay, let me see how he is. That's when maybe they might get out. So I'm sure in your career, I think you have scored more 3 or 4. How many hundreds you have? You've got
I've
lots
got
of hundreds.
three first class
Brilliant.
hundreds.
That's brilliant. So once you're in the zone, it doesn't matter whether it's green, brown, flat. Doesn't matter. Come on, bring it on.
Yeah.
The only thing which irritates a batsman, if I'm not wrong, I think it's keeping him away in the non-strike. Sometimes what we used to do is, whoever is doing well, give him a single, keep him on off-strike, and give him a single to the other batsman at the last ball. So if you keep a batsman who's very positive for 2 or 3 overs quiet, he does something which is very, very out of the blue. So that's the team planning. So in South Africa, I learned a lot, and that series was very, very important for me. And after that, getting let out in one-day series in England after that Test series, I was not picked for the Champions Trophy. No, the one-day trophy, which they played in England. And I remember before that Test series, I think we were in Ireland. We were in Ireland playing. In fact, Ireland first match I got 3 for, and against Ireland, and against South Africa I had got heavy fever. My grandmother passed away when I was in Ireland, and I was very close to, as I said earlier, when I used to live in a village with my granny, and that that grandmother passed away when I was in Ireland, and that really affected me. And no excuses, but then that day evening I got admitted, and I was having severe fever, and I was asked to rest for 3-4 days. It took me almost 7 days to get out of my fever, and I had a very bad fever and all that. And it was not just a fever; it was something, I think pneumonia or something. I don't know. I don't remember, because I think I had swine flu also in 2009 when I made a comeback. So something or the other happened to me whenever I made a comeback. So after Ireland, they decided to bring Munaf Patel back and Ajit Agarkar back into the team, and they played the one-day series. And I was left out, but I was named in the T20 World Cup squad. That was surprising, because if the guy who is not in the one-day squad suddenly finds a place in T20, maybe the senior wanted to take rest. Thanks to Zahir Khan, who took rest. So instead of Zahir Bhai, I had an opportunity to come to play against you, but which rained off, which washed out. Lucky me. I don't want to bowl the left-handers.
That moves me nicely. Into the World T20 World Cup.
Absolutely. I came to
2007. We were in a group together: Scotland, Pakistan, and India. So first game we played against Pakistan. Quite a good game, actually. We played quite well against them. Unfortunately, Pakistan they beat us.
You had a good side. I mean, Scotland always had a good side. I remember. Even now, you've got a brilliant side nowadays.
Very good team. We just beat England.
I know. I saw the match. That was a high-scoring game. I saw the match. I follow Scotland cricket. You know it better. Last 5 years, Scottish cricket has been very close to me. And MacLeod, who used to be a Warwickshire, if you remember, he used to be a fast bowler, and normal, decent bat, and now he's a classy batsman. And I remember whenever he was a great kid in Warwickshire, and please come in regards to him. I think he can even play for, I mean, I don't want to say it, but he let him keep playing for Scotland, but once in a while he should play for England, and I'm sure he's capable of making it to the 11. And the way Scotland is playing, I just genuinely hope Scottish cricket comes, and a lot of very good cricketers you have. So and bro, you at 37, I'm making a comeback. You should not give up. You should just train hard, have a great season. Great season, have a great season, get back to the squad, bro. I'm telling you, when I'm playing against Scotland, I want you to be there. Or maybe when I am playing there, you should be playing in the national side. And I know you can. Nothing should stop us.
I will try.
Nothing should, not trying. Nobody can try. Either we do it or we don't. There's no trying.
Well, listen, you've given me motivation. There's no season this season, so I've got all winter. Maybe it's time. I'm 30. 35. I'm going to be 36 in October. Why not?
It's
I'm not
okay.
a fast
It's
bowler.
okay.
I'm not a fast bowler like you.
You're a left-hand batsman.
I'm a
Left-hand batsman is a blessing, you know. Being
yeah.
a left-hander is a blessing, and you have it. So I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be. And I don't think in Scottish cricket there is as many left-handers also. And
There's only, I think that there's one in the team right now. He made a good 50 against England. Jordan
yeah, that's okay. 50 ain't good enough. You need to
Yeah,
score hundreds.
that's it. That's it. Right, I'm
You,
motivated. I'm motivated. So we were due to play each other in Durban. Unfortunately, the rain came. Now, my memory of you is I was coming out of the changing room in the Kingsmead Stadium. Now, the game had
and
just
you wished me all the best for the next game.
been called off. I walked out my changing room, and you came bouncing out your changing room. You had the headphones on. You were dancing, and you walked down the stairs with me, and you were just saying, "How's it going, bro? I'm having fun here, man. This is a good place. Hello." And I was saying, "This guy's a good guy, man. He's good. He likes to have
Because
fun. I love it. I love it, man."
yeah, bro, you know, that's one more secret for your podcast. Nobody knows about it. On that match, when it goes washed out, just before getting washed out, we had a fielding session. If you remember, when the rain stopped slightly, Indian team went onto the field because Robin Sir was our coach, and Robin Singh and Lal Singh Rajput was the coach, and Venkatesh Prasad the bowling coach. So Robin Singh Sir said, "Chalo, chalo, chalo, let's take some catches." And it was drizzling, slightly
Yeah,
drizzling,
yeah,
because we had to play you because if we don't defeat you, then India-Pakistan match becomes very crucial, you know,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
which
that's right.
happened.
Yeah,
Because Scotland had a chance to qualify. If India defeated Pakistan, then India and Scotland qualifies, and if Pakistan defeats India, Scotland and Pakistan qualifies. So there
that's
was
right.
a 2020 thing going on there. So it was
Yeah,
very important to get that match on our belt because we had only 2 league games. So and
yeah,
you guys net run rate was good because you had a good game against Pakistan.
yeah. We played decent. We
So
played decent.
yes, so I remember him going down and giving catches, and it was almost over. And then I tell Robinson, "Sir, oh, just one more catch. Come on, one more." You won't believe, bro. Can you see this? It
Yeah,
it just went
I see
that
it.
way.
I see it.
Okay,
I see it.
yeah, it went that way, and I had a multiple, not hairline. I had a multiple fracture on my bowling index finger. You know,
Oh no, man.
and it was swollen up. That day when you saw me laughing and all that, because I
Yeah.
was just trying to hide it away from my group,
Mindset.
because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
any only John Gloucester, the physio, thanks to him, because that night itself, thanks to the Durban hospital next to the hotel where we were staying, I went and took a cortisone injection, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
I remember putting the injection on cortisone and labeling. And if you see the next match when I played Pakistan, I was literally holding the ball like that, not like this. And only the two balls which I was holding it like this with all the pain was to Misbah when it was 2 ball, 1 run to win the
Yeah.
tie match.
Yeah.
Till then, I was holding the ball like that. Then I said, 2 balls, 1 run. If I lose, I will never get to play for India again. So even if I have to cut this finger away, it's for India, and it's my last match which I'm going to play for the country. Pain will take care. I don't care if I don't have index finger. And I
Yeah.
pressed that, and I said, "See, enough of bowling at 125. Please, God, for God's sake, you come and bowl 140."
Yeah.
And Misbah got a surprise because the second last ball was around 143 and the last ball was 90 miles. It was 145. So he
Yeah.
never thought. Till then, I was holding the
That's
ball
it.
and going through the pain. So Scotland match was very important. No, very hardly people know. So when I went to the dressing room, uh, except John Gloucester, the physio, Robin Singh sir, and Dhoni, nobody knew that I got an injury. So I
Yeah.
taped it, and I had a gloves on, I had a hoodie on, headphones on, then I removed, and I was chilling so that the pain was there. So I was like, doesn't matter, nobody should know. So maybe that was the flow you got.
So I just thought I thought this guy's in a great mood. He's having fun in South Africa. Little much did I know he's in pain. His finger might be
It's
getting taken
insane,
off.
insane pain.
So look,
Not bad. I was a good actor.
I want to go on to you. You played in a big semi-final in that World Cup. Big moment to take you to the final. You beat Australia in the semi-final. You took 2 for 12, one of the great spells, and your 2 wickets in that match were Matthew Hayden and Adam Gilchrist. Very important to help India go to the World Cup final.
Absolutely. The match before, I'd only played one match against Australia, which was the Champions Trophy.
Mhm.
And Ajit Agarkar had got injured, so I had an opportunity to play against them in Mohali. So I did get Gilchrist out, caught it point, and that was a bad ball, to be honest. It was just short outside the off stump, and then he just put the cut and straight to point. Yuvraj Singh got the catch. But then I did bowl a beauty to Ricky Ponting, and again a brilliant catch by Sachin Tendulkar got me Ricky Ponting. So 2 wickets were there, and I always enjoyed getting the captain out of any country, and especially Australia being the world champions 99, 2003, 2007. They were the world champions, and
Yeah.
they had this big title on their head, the world champions, and they had this attitude and the grace,
Yeah.
and I love Australian cricket because from MRP, I played for Australia Institute of Sport, so I had this special connection with Australia, but I never loved any Australian cricketer except Dennis Lee for that matter, and Shane Warne, who was
Yeah.
my favorite. So otherwise, I wanted to kill everybody, literally to bowl them out. So, and just before going into bowl, Dhoni knows to give chavi. Chavi means, to the people who is listening only English, chavi is like they're giving that extra motivation in the right way. That's called chavi in Hindi. So he told me, "Oh, Shri, come here. You seem to be aggressive with everybody. If you have that much energy, let me see what you do with Hayden and Gilchrist. They are the real aggressive people. Let me see what aggression you can show to them." I just got charged up. I had this insane energy, and I went into ball. And I remember I wanted to get Hayden first ball out,
Yeah.
and I ran like a cheetah, and I bowled like a rat. And the first ball I tried for a yorker, and nobody know. I don't know how many people remember. First ball was a boundary because I tried for a yorker, and it was a full toss, and it hit me for a boundary. And it was 1 ball 4 run, and then I bowled. I think 20 dot balls on a throat or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, 20. No, a total of 20 dot balls, I guess. Or 18 dot balls, something like that. So it was, and the other boundary was when Simons came into bat, he had an edge on the third man.
Yeah.
So that was only 2 boundaries, and then I told myself, "Fuck you, forgive my language again. No need Yorker, Sri. It's a good wicket. Run in, hit the deck hard, hit the deck hard, hit the deck hard."
Yeah.
And thank Glenn McGrath, because in 2006 Champions Trophy, in my cap he had written "hit the deck hard," and with his superb handwriting. And I was playing Australia, and the only thing went into my head was "hit the deck hard, hit the deck hard," and I started hitting the deck hard, and so sad. It was so sad to see Mr. Hayden struggling against Sreesanth. And I used to be a fan of his batting. Then I said, "Oh, he's just another left-hander."
Yeah.
So I said, "Come on, guys, let's have fun." And I just loved getting on their nerves. I love getting on the nerves of any other batsman, whoever I'm bowling against, because it make them change their plan. Rather than watching the ball, they want to kill me. So a junior cricketer who's running in and playing his first World Cup, trying to get the head of a guy who is already a man of the final, which is the Gilchrist in 2003 World Cup, and 2007 World Cup. So it was great to get him off the first ball. The first ball I bowled to him, he got bowled, and he was the captain that match because Ricky Ponting was not playing. Ricky Ponting was taking rest because he had some slight injury, so he thought Australia will defeat India and play the finals. Bechara could play only in India when we played Australia. So Australia match was very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed bowling to them, and I think I will always cherish that spell, especially in Durban, because at the same place where Ashish Nehra got 6 for 12 against England in the ICC World Cup 2003. So Durban is, must have seen that match. It was like India. I never thought we are playing in South Africa. It was like
India. Even if you went
absolutely.
to like a restaurant or a venue, a nightclub in the evening or something, it was just all Indians, and I was like, this is more like I'm in Mumbai or something like that.
I love Durban, and they were like restrictions, like don't go here, don't go there. And I said, relax, boys. It's all Indians. They won't do anything. And I loved going out there, and a lot of Pakistanis, Bangladeshis also there, and it's more like a subcontinent. So I enjoyed, and I loved enjoying going to the places and making new friends. I always did that. So
amazing place. Obviously, that led you in to the World Cup final. The moment I want to talk to you about in particular that really matters was, I think Praveen Kumar was bowling. Mispal Haq had hit a couple of sixes. I was sitting at home.
Joginder Sharma.
I was sitting at home thinking, Pakistan are going to beat India, we're going to win the World Cup. And I think there was maybe 2 to win. and I don't know what happened. Misbah had a brain explosion. He
सच
decided
में
he decided to play the lap shot, which went straight up in the air. Now I want you to tell me the truth. Were you nervous? Were you nervous under the catch?
not at all. I'll be honest. You will know better. I was nervous the catch before that when Irfan Pathan came up to me and said, "Shri, ready रहना, Pathan ऊंचा खेलेंगे और catch आएंगे." So Irfan literally predicted the wicket of Afridi, and he told Afridi is going to come and try and get me out of the ground.
Yeah.
He hit me out of the ground, so be ready. He's going to hit to long off.
Yeah.
And it happened exactly. The first ball he faced, he wanted to hit him outside the ground, and I came running from long off, and I was literally visualizing, oh my god, he's going to hit here. Will he hit here or there? I kept on, I was under so much pressure that when some bowler is stealing, it's like me telling the slip, be ready, it's going to come to gully. And when they drop that catch, it's better not to tell them, when you tell somebody that the ball is going to come, it's like,
Yeah.
you understand because you're a cricketer. So
I hate a boundary. When somebody tells me it's coming to you, I get more nervous.
yeah, anyway, we are ready. We are always ready. So, but then you don't want somebody to tell you the ball is going to come. And it's the World Cup finals, and Afridi, he can kill you in 6 balls. He can finish the game. So that time I was really nervous, but I could run, sprint. I love athletics. So thanks to all the fielding drills and fielding training, and thanks to my lenses, I could see.
Yeah.
I ran all the way from long off and took the catch somewhere in the mid off area, and I was just thank God, Afridi is out.
Yeah.
Main thing was the relief was taking that catch. But the last catch, I've told in so many interviews, a lot of people have said it to be in the most pressurized catch. Bro, I can't lie to you on a live podcast. I was not under stress or pressure.
Yeah.
In my head and in my brains and in my heart, I was just praying that please God, the moment he hit that 6, I was like, please God, in 2007, we were out in the first round in West Indies, and I was there, not playing, but I was there in the squad of 2007 World Cup, and I was just praying, please, for Indian cricket, for us, for junior cricketers, all the senior cricketers took rest, saying, giving us an opportunity in T20, thinking that, un bachon ko jaane do, except Virubai, Bajipa, nobody, and Uvipa, nobody was the senior, and Ajit Agarkar. There was everybody was a youngster.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely praying. Before that, there was a lot of discussion going on. I was in short fine leg, and I clearly remember telling myself, if the ball comes on the right or left, it doesn't matter. You're going to give your heart and soul. You're going to dive and stop it. You're going to get a run out because it was the last wicket. I was just getting prepared, not for a catch at all. I never thought catch is going to come. All I was preparing myself was, if any ball comes on my left or right, I'm going to slide, make sure I get a run out, because Misbah will surely come strike on the second ball, because he will surely take 2. He will not take 1 run. And I clearly remember me getting prepared for that. And then it was instinct. Then the ball went, and we all, you also know, we all practiced that backward running catch. And I was in short final, like I had to just move 3-4 steps back. I positioned myself again. If you really see the catch again after this interview, you will know that it did pop up because it hit my hand, which the biggest secret you just came to know. I had a fractured finger, so it hit. It slightly popped, but luckily to all the Indians and all the cricket fans out there who prayed for us, I could just, okay, not bad World Cup. Then it was like,
can you imagine?
Then it was like, oh my God, that is a World Cup.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Your whole career would have probably been remembered as Sreesanth. He dropped the catch.
The guy. No. It will be remembered. No, it won't be remembered. It will be saying, Sreesanth? Oh, the guy who dropped the World Cup.
Yeah, that's it. Like Steve Waugh said to Herschel.
Gibbs. You just dropped the World Cup, mate.
Yeah.
So
listen, congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, that was God's grace. I thank Misbah for that. And in fact, even now when I look at Misbah, and I have a very strong relation off field, because that was the catch which people will remember, the World Cup catch of mine, and Misbah playing a stupid shot. But more than that, Misbah as a captain played till 42.
Unbelievable.
For the country, and it's a great motivation for me. It's salute to him. It's a great motivation for me, and he was really fighting fit when he even retired.
Yeah.
So and scoring one of the fastest hundreds in Test
Yeah.
match also. I
Well, he
remember.
had a great
Uh,
World Cup. He was hitting the longest sixes. His sixes in that
yes,
World Cup were unbelievable.
absolutely. So I just want to thank him for showing that age is just a number in
Age
even
is
in
just a
cricket.
number.
Yeah. So yeah, that
You,
goes to
you,
you
win
too,
the, you
mate.
win the World Cup.
You better work out. It's live, okay? It's live. Do it for your kids, okay? Do it for your angels.
That's it. That's it. So
Yeah.
you after that, I'm going to move away. So that's your international career. We've covered most of that. I want to touch on some other things. 2008, you made a start to your IPL career, playing for Rajasthan Royals. You were the second leading wicket taker of the tournament with 18 wickets, which is a phenomenal start to your IPL career. Your bank balance got better. You got 18 wickets under your belt. Tell me about your experience of that of the IPL starting.
Uh, to start with, thanks to Preeti for I mean, I did meet Preeti and all before the IPL, much before IPL even happened, because we used to party, or I had met her just after the World Cup and all that in Shah Rukh Bhai's place. As you said, we do have get-togethers and all that, and I was used to be a huge fan. I still am huge fan of Preeti Zinta, and she's one of the owners. And Ness used to be a friend also, so. They all enjoyed Sreesanth playing the World Cup and playing against Australia and all. I remember clearly when they picked me. Preeti was just getting to know about cricket. She just picked me not just for cricket, but it was more like, oh, I know him, that kind of a.
Yeah.
And now she's an expert. She can be an Indian selector. She's that good in cricket and she's learned literally everything. I think she knows better rules than me now. So last 7 years, I have no idea what T20. There are so many new rules in one day and T20.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to T20, IPL happened and I was picked for Kings 11 Punjab, and first 4 matches I had 0 wickets, and thanks to Yuvraj Singh and thanks to Mahela and Sangha to actually keep pushing me. We were in the same team, and Brett Lee, I have to really thank Brett Lee. He said, you have been into Australia, you have been into our academy, and what do you teach? What do they teach us? It's about persistence and enjoying the process rather than results, and results will come. Once it start coming, it's showering. So you might be drilling something, and just before finding the diamond, you leave it saying it's still, I have still not reached there. But you might be so close to get that diamond, and then you give up. So don't give up, So um, that is one of the reason. And I remember everybody pushing me. And the first match, from there, I just started getting wickets every match. And I remember third or fourth game or fifth game after that, I had the purple cap, and I had the purple cap throughout till the last match, which was semi-finals. And semi-final, unfortunately, I had a quadratus lumborum injury just before the match, and I was not supposed to play semi-finals. But then I was obviously I have got 18 wickets, and I didn't want a purple cap to go. And Kings 11 Punjab, I had won 10 matches in a row, and that was more like a record at that time because it was the first IPL, and we were playing Chennai, and I wanted to defeat Chennai. Got only 2 overs. I only bowled 2 overs, and I just couldn't bowl. I was struggling, and I knew, thank you very much, it's gone. My back is gone, and I had a L2 stress fracture. It was first reaction. If I had taken care, I should have been just a reaction. But then I played that match and I worsened it, and it took me another 18 months to make a comeback to the national squad. After that IPL, I remember I was in Australia doing my went to do my surgery, but then thanks to Patrick Farad, right? He was the physio then for Kings 11 Punjab. He was kind enough to accommodate me in Sydney, and I stayed there for almost 6 weeks to 8 weeks, 2 months, and then I got recovered in 2008. And then I played the 2009 IPL again for Kings 11 Punjab, a couple of matches. So 18 matches, 18 wickets. Having a purple cap was fun because I was the highest Indian wicket taker. Then in the final, Sohail Tanvir got 3 wickets and Shane Warne got 3 wickets. So Shane Warne became 19 and I think Sohail Tanvir became 20 or 21. So it was good. The guy who I used to look up to, Shane Warne, is just 1 wicket more than me. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. You then obviously talk about your injuries. You went on eventually to play for Kochi. You signed for Kochi for a part of the IPL as well. Must be quite nice for you to go there and play.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a dream come true. As I said earlier, my best match I ever played is in Kochi. I have won a couple of World Cups, and I was part of 3 World Cups. And I was fortunate to bowl that one of the best overs when we became Test rank #1 for the first time. All the 3 formats, I was fortunate enough to be a part of the national squad. But when it comes to my favorite moment, yes, one is wearing the blue cap for the first time. Tendulkar giving me the cap, but then it all goes down to Kochi Stadium where I played my first match against England. So that ground is very special for me. This place is very special for me, and Kochi Tuskers having it was special for me. And as you said, even the bank, when I look at it, they got me for $900,000 US.
Yeah.
And it was more like a buy, and I came here and I gave my all out. And Mahela was a great captain, brilliant. What a team we had. We took time, but Jeff Lawson, what a great coach. And we had a time of I think we won a lot of games, but it's just that we just missed. He's sleeping. Let him sleep. No, he's taking rest. Sorry,
Okay, it's okay.
he's taking rest. Let me finish. Okay, give me some time. I'll come. You want to? He's so star. He's so okay. Bro, just tell her you did see her.
I
Did see
did
him.
see you. You're a superstar.
Yeah, see.
You're the star of the show.
Yeah, Sanu. He's so. Everybody will see him. He's a superstar. You've given him star name, no? So, okay, give me 5 minutes. Okay, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about IPL.
Kochi,
Kochi
Jayawardene.
Tuskers, yeah. And I enjoyed. I think we defeated everybody at home. I remember we defeated Kolkata in Kolkata. We defeated Mumbai in Mumbai. We defeated Rajasthan Royals. I remember we defeated them in 5 overs or something, 6 overs. McCullum went mad. They were all out for 80 something, and we scored that in some 4.6 overs, 4.4 overs.
Yeah. So this brings me to the next stage. I don't want to keep you too much longer. We've got a few more things to cover. So unfortunately, 2013, brother, you were
One sec, Sanu, give me the thing and let him sleep, please. Let him sleep for 5 minutes. Yeah, sorry, 2013, yes.
2013. Life took a bit of a change, bro. Life took a bit of a change. You were found controversially found guilty of supposedly spot fixing. Your contract with Rajasthan Royals, who you had gone back to at this point, was terminated. And on the 16th of May 2013, you were arrested by the Delhi police. The police claimed while they had you in custody that you admitted to spot fixing. However, from that moment on, and we've never nothing's publicly ever been done. That was obviously strikes me as it was said behind closed doors as political views. You have always claimed innocence. Unfortunately, though, you were banned for life. Not long after that, you were banned for life from cricket. Now, I want to move on and talk about July 2015 later. But at that moment in time, how are you feeling? Like at that moment in time, how are you processing this? What was going on in your head? What happened in particular? Please shed some light to this.
See, I can share everything. In fact, 2013 May 16th is someday when if this interview was 5 years back or 6 years back, I wouldn't be sitting in the same way and answering this. But now when I look at this, I look at the positive side of life, and it was allegations which was just because of my lifestyle, and I don't know who wanted what. Whoever wanted what surely got what they wanted, but then I think they also lost a lot of things, and they are still struggling to figure out how to move on. So all I can say is they came after me, not just me, but a few people, but they successfully did that in, I think, 6 cricketers, I think 6 or 7 cricketers across the globe, maybe. But I don't see why it was. Sorry, hello.
No, no, you're okay. Keep
Can you,
going.
yeah, the one call. Okay. Sorry, bro. My friends are
It's okay.
stubborn boys.
It's okay. No problem. No problem. Continue.
So
Continue back because I can
yeah,
edit. Continue from where you were. So some people
yeah.
have.
I just want. No, no. I will start again. It's okay.
Yeah.
So during that phase, I clearly remember I had no idea what was happening, and a lot of things were written and said about me. Yeah, the way I was treated inside as if I was some terrorist, and I was, uh, I, I don't know. I had to go through that phase to be who I am today, and I don't want to blame anybody. I don't want to blame even me. I will not try and take revenge or use this opportunity to take names and who were behind me or who didn't stand by me or anything like that. All I can say is that it's like more like a past. In 2013, I will never call it as a bad experience or good experience. It was an experience for me, and that made me realize who I can be trustworthy, who I can be close to. And in this live podcast, I can clearly say I have nothing to do with it. And I had clearly said this from the day one, but unfortunately at that point of time, you go to I had no other way but wait for the court's verdict, and it took 2.5 years to get a clean sheet, and I kept myself quiet because that is the rule of the law. That is the law of the country, and you have to. There are certain things in the court also when they are questioned by the judge. I can't open my mouth because my lawyer is the one who opens the mouth and says, because we have to be prepared for those questions. So certain questions was asked, we were not even prepared.
Mhm.
So if it was me, I don't need to prepare because people who got the guy who prepare is the lawyers and the doctors and stuff. But when you are asking genuinely, you don't need to remember things.
Mhm.
If you're telling the truth. So uh, at that point of time, it took 2.5 years for me to get out of that. And 2015, um, till 2015, it was a very difficult, dark, tough phase. And I clearly remember getting the bail on July, I think June or something like that. I think I was 27 days in Tihar jail, and inside the toughest of and 12 days of interrogation inside the Delhi cell, more like a terrorist. Literally 18, 19 hours of interrogation, literally mentally and physically draining. That something so many thoughts went through my head, and uh, there are times when I didn't want to even live. I maybe some power stopped me, and thanks to that power, that I could see my lovely angels and my wife, my kids, and everybody, and my mom, dad. I don't even know why at that point I even thought about it. And there is no shame in saying, because everybody goes through that phase where you are done. You are done, dusted, and
It's actually
you just
today.
don't.
It's actually funny you say that. Today I released an article where I speak about recent times.
Yeah, I did. I read the article.
I've
Very
not seen
very
my
very
son for a
strong
couple
of
of
you. I
years
mean,
now, and same thing. I thought about, crazy as it is to say, it's not. There's no shame in it. Unfortunately, recently you mentioned earlier the young actor in India, very very sadly, took his own
yeah.
life.
So see, at that point of time, something must have stopped me, and I just told myself. I remember, I was asked questions. Everything. The unfortunate part was anything and everything which was written in the paper or TV was shown to us. And you know how interrogation section is all. Everybody is different, and some 18, 19 of interrogations, and every time you're asking the same question: who is there? Who is behind you? Who gave you the money? And I said, mate, when I party, and I have never given cash till date. I only swipe, and it's all my money. And first of all, you're asking about different parties, and they never had any. They had no proof, nothing. They had just an inquiry and substantial. What is that? So, uh, more like a uh, no proper evidence, nothing. It's just that some buying phone and stuff like that, which is partying with people, being late night, people coming to your room and not going. It was all circumstantial evidences and all that, but I had to keep quiet. I had to, and it took a lot of courage and strength. But I know I am kind of thankful to the Almighty, because if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have known who the real people are. Who the real people I should be seen with, who I shouldn't be seen with, what my decision should be, where I
Mhm.
should be seen with whom I should be seen with, where my priorities, setting the priorities right. And that just made me a much better and stronger person. When I came home after getting the bail, when I saw my mom and dad, that's it. That's it I wanted. And the moment I hugged my mom and dad, and that's about it. And today's Father's Day, and I just want to say, my father just told me one thing. If, he said, if you've done it, you go back to jail. If you've not done it, God will save you. Have faith.
Mhm.
Move on with your life.
Mhm.
Cricket is not just what you are born for. You're
Mhm.
good with so many other things. In school, you did so many things. So focus on that.
Mhm.
Cricket will be back to you. Have faith. Keep yourself fit, but don't just give up on life, because he is a father. He knows what we are going through.
Mhm.
And he told me this, Shri, you are not born for just cricket. There is so much to grow, and you can. That's when I got into the music, and I started my own. Thanks to my brother-in-law, he gave me a studio, and even now in my house, I have a small studio downstairs. I sit, and when you called me last, I mean, you wanted to start earlier, and I told you I was in the studio. I was making a
Yeah.
Shivji song and all that. Yeah, I love music, and music got me out of depression. Then
Mhm.
I got into bodybuilding. I got into MMA. I was like, I read about Adam Holyoke because his brother passed away, Ben, and Adam Holyoke got into MMA, and that kind of motivated me. I was like, okay, all the anger and all the thing, iron don't lie. So I got into bodybuilding, and it was a very dark phase, mate. I just used to put my headphones, noise cancellations, and I used to walk around. I used to fly. Everybody expected me to open my mouth and say a lot of names. I will never do that. Even during the interrogation, they were taking a lot of other cricketers' names, showing me the proof, and that was shocking. But I know what a cricketer or any person will go through. I don't want even my worst enemy, and genuinely, I touch my heart and telling you this, being a father on Father's Day, and being having a lovely father on my Father's Day, I'm telling you, even the worst enemy of mine should not go through what me or my family or my mates went through. I don't want that kind of interrogation or that kind of a life or that kind of even thoughts come into anybody's head.
Mhm.
So I just wish, if I can come out of all this. It took time, but I had great people, even that's why I said Scottish cricket I always follow, because Eddie, I just met him during a world thing, and Eddie Gibbs, I have to salute him, because I had just for fun told him that maybe one day when I retire, I'll come and play for your club. And I genuinely just generally messaged him in Twitter, is there any possibility? And he was there for me. He was there inside out.
He's
And
a
even
great
now,
man.
my
He's a great man, eh? He's a great man.
and I'm starting my Sreesanth Sports Academy. You might be seeing that's the that's my academy, which is
Yeah,
getting built now
yeah,
in Karnataka. It's called Sreesanth Sports Academy. It's got
yeah.
all the sports. So the I made a I sketch a bit. During this time I learned a lot. Whatever I left in school, I started doing it again. So I sketched my emblem and I had sent him. So he was so fast to. We are in constant touch, and somebody who motivates. So Scottish cricket, and that time I remember tough phase don't last. Tough people do. So I think that made me a much stronger and wiser and smarter person. And I had to go through that phase, bro. And that made me get married, had my kids, got stronger to my family. Had so much of time, thanks to the movie Fraternity, who accepted me. And I finished 2 movies, Bollywood movies, and I did 2 South movies. Now, as we speak, I was in the middle of a web series, which I have now. I can't do it because of my cricket,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy. For the next 5 years, I only going to be cricket, and so everybody's back on my. People who forgot my number, and everybody started messaging me since last 1 year. It's nice.
On,
And all I can say to my
well,
colleagues, as well as my friends, my family, everybody who waited for 6 7 long years, I think people who's got um, how do I say, even the guy who's so guilty and who's accepted it, and uh, he's playing ICC World Cups and ICC Champions trophies. I'm talking about Amir, and uh, he got only 5 years.
yeah,
A guy who's done it for the country and who's guilty,
yeah.
proven guilty, got 5 years. And uh, nothing against me, everything cleared. It took me another 5 years, so two and a half, literally 7 years to get back. It's okay. I have no complaints. I'm just there's no point comparing to me and him or anybody. And I am so grateful that I am back. Uh, I don't know how to say this. The only thing which I missed in my whole life in the last 7 years is cricket. Otherwise, my life is, I am, Alhamdulillah, God's been extremely kind. My life is taken care. And And the best part is when I got a new car, a couple of years, no, in fact, when I gifted my wife, there were even remarks of saying, "Oh, not bad. The match fixing money is out. Is using that money now." All I can say is, guys, whoever is watching this, if you think I have done anything bad, please check the score, CIBIL score. You will get to know how much struggling I used to be after that incident. I have the case was for 10 lakh rupees, and I have spent more than literally 6 points. I don't know, close to 7 CR in the last 6 years for my courts, traveling, stay, the lawyers, and everybody all together. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And all I can say is, all the people out there, please select your friends very carefully. Just don't go stand and take any picture, even if you don't know the person. Be very careful. And trust everybody, but be vigilant. Don't show that arrogant face. Love everybody, and I think love conquers all. And even now, today I had an interview, and where they asked me, will you be able to trust everybody? I said I will trust everybody, but the only difference will be once the tea is removed, it becomes rust. So I'll be careful.
Look, from my point of view, I just wanted to add a couple of things. First of all, Eddie Gibbs, I want to say also, in recent times, I faced bad depression. I haven't seen my son for over 2.5 years. Nothing compared to, different type of struggles.
No, everybody is fighting their battle, so I
Everybody
respect
has
that.
their own struggles, but honestly, to sit and listen to you talk, I think it's going to be so powerful when I put this out, because for what you've been through, you could quite easily be bitter, you could be angry. You have had such a positive outlook on your life. You have bounced back. You have shown resilience. You're sitting here today telling me that you're going to make your comeback. You're going to play for India, and I believe you. I think you're going to play for India. I can see by looking at you, you haven't aged badly. You're looking fine. You're still looking young like you did before. So the way you inspired me earlier on, I think you're in a very good place. I watched a short video of you bowling. Looks like the same Sreesanth that I've always known. Again, Eddie Gibbs, I want to say, people like Eddie Gibbs, there should be more people like this in the world, because
Absolutely.
he brought me and you together for this episode. He introduced me. He's helping me a lot behind the scenes. He doesn't want credit for everything. People like him, you must cherish. I'm very happy you have that friendship. Look, I want to say to you, I'm so proud of you as a person. I think you're going to inspire so many people. I can't wait to see you back on the cricket field. I hope we see you over in Scotland. You say you have a lot of love with Scotland. So whether you go to Glenbottle or maybe you come to my cricket club, Clydesdale. India once played, were due to play Pakistan at Clydesdale Cricket Club. That's my home club. Maybe you come there this season.
I was there. I was there in that match.
You were there as well. That's right.
Prince Charles came in 2007.
That was one of the saddest days of my life, because
man, it was raining heavily, man.
My home club.
I so wanted to play there. It was a small ground, and I was thinking, this is one ground I'm going to score runs, and I was like, shit. Oh, I remember that match, man. I remember. I used to. I thank you for reminding me.
I would have got to seen Shoaib Akhtar run into bowl at Tendulkar that day.
Absolutely, man, absolutely.
So people came from all over the UK to squash into that ground. But Scotland still played against India. We played you a couple of days after, or before that. You beat us on that ground. But listen, Shree, it's been an absolute pleasure. I don't think it'll be too long before I post this episode. I think it's a very inspiring episode. I think you've shown a lot of mental strength. I know I launched my podcast for similar reasons to you. I had to find inspiration to do something, and here we are now. You're on the verge of a comeback. You're launching your academy. I'm launching a sports podcast. So I wish you all the very best in your future. And yes, be careful who you keep around you. Watch, be vigilant. I'm sure you will have learned a lot in these last couple of years. And I'm sure, like you say, I'm the same. You get to know who your true friends are, who are with you when you're at your lowest. And they are the friends you should keep a tight bond with moving forward in your life.
Absolutely, bro. And one more thing, before I leave, I just want to say to everybody who is watching this, always remember your best is yet to come. You never ever get satisfied with what you're. Yes, you be content in certain things, but not in your ability and not in your dreams. You have to just keep pushing limits, whether it's training or anything. And one more thing I just want to say, why I say push the limits is the only reason I am still alive, to be very honest, is purpose. Find that purpose in your life, and whatever your dream is, whatever let it be, whether your parents are there, your friends are there, loneliness is equal to geniusness. Always remember, when you're alone, don't misunderstand between uh, depression and loneliness. Being alone doesn't mean you are depressed. Being alone is the time when you can surely write or rewrite your goals, and make sure you follow that with all your ability, and dreams will be fulfilled if you do that. Have faith. And one last thing I want to say, which I believe I have to say this, it's about pride. Pride is not ego. Pride is personal responsibility in delivering excellence. Excellence is not a given gift. It's a skill perfected. So have the courage to will to prepare to succeed. Prepare to succeed. Not just the will to succeed. Have the will to prepare. Have the confidence. Have the faith. You have all the facilities nowadays. It's not that challenging it used to be. We have every corner during online. You have so many opportunities out there. Guys, whatever your profession is, have faith. You can be number one in that profession. Let the world watch you leave a legacy, and let your kids, your family be so proud that that legacy is remembered and that keeps going. And every individual out there can be successful. All the very best. And to all the Scottish cricketers out there, you're doing a great job. All the youngsters, follow them up, win. Even you are capable of winning World Cups. All the very best. And I'm sure you guys are qualified for the T20. So wish you all the best. A lot of
Thank you.
luck, and hopefully see you soon. And I don't know where I'll be playing. Wherever I'll be playing, bro, I'll be more than happy to play for you or Eddie or wherever Eddie says, because he's more a brother. And
Yeah.
so looking forward to come to Scotland next season, 2021, and meeting you all. Till then, please do support, and wish the best for me and my career, which is, again, I will not call it a second innings. I will call it after, like a lunch break. uh, I had a 7-year break.
Yeah.
So thank you very much again, and always remember, as long as we breathe, we don't give up. God bless. Salute.
Salute. Take care, brother.
Bye. Love to family, bro. Bye.
Thank you, bro. You too.